Welcome to the podcast Spoiler Alert with Hanna
Hello.
and me, Dominik. And today is our first episode, and we're gonna talk about the animated series Arcane. It consists of 2 seasons which came out in 2021 and 2024. And today we want to give you a broad overview about our whole opinion on Arcane, and of course also give you a deep dive into the world of Hextech. And we want to mention a character that I dislike, and that is VIKTOR. Alright, so let us begin with a broad overview of when we watched Arcane, how often we watched it, and so on. So to start, I watched it 3 times, at least the first season, and the second season 2 times. So when the first season came out in, I believe it was 2021, I watched it and I already liked it, but I kind of disliked the ending. We can talk about it later, but now on rewatch I really liked it. And then when the second season came out, I rewatched the first one and then watched the second one as well, which I loved. And now with you, I showed it to you and we watched it together. So it's a third time for the first season and the second time for the second season. And I still really loved it, but we're gonna talk about how we like the series later. But now to you, how was your experience?
I only watched it once with you a few days ago.
Yeah.
But it was really good and I liked it, and we watched it in like 2 or 3 days.
I think it was 4 days because we watched the first episode on one day and then we didn't go on, so it was
but I really enjoyed it, and it's in my top 3 series, I think. So like I really liked it.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that a little later, but now let's start with the first point, story. So I want to talk about like some general thoughts on the story, our favorite episodes, and comparing the first and the second season story a little bit. So what are your like general thoughts about the story? What
well, it has a lot of mysteries that we didn't really dive into, I think. For example, like the black rose thing, like it was just there and we don't know anything about it. And also like the not crystals, gems. I don't know how they were called.
Hextech.
The Hextech, like the we talked about it, but just the surface. So like we just scratched the surface, and I would love to have a
little deeper dive.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. I also think, like, for example, also with the Black Rose, I would really like to have a deeper dive in. But since there are some more series coming up that are spin-offs, I know that one plays in Nexus, or what's it called, where
I don't know.
Mel's family comes from.
Yeah, Noxus.
Yeah. So I guess in those series there will be a little deeper dive maybe.
And the mages we didn't know much about.
Yeah,
mages.
True.
Like Mel is one, but then what?
But yeah, I think the story was really, like, also if I, at the point I want to talk about with comparing the seasons, I think the first season is a little more like grounded and more character focused, and the second season is like more this grander scheme and with like everything is bigger and big fights and everything. I think it's quite interesting to compare those two. And which story of which season did you prefer more, or how did you like it more? If it's like more character focused or more
I like it
big?
when it's more character focused. I don't know, but I like the war or the fighting scenes too, and they were very well drawn, and I really liked it. So like our style is. We will
talk about that later. That's really also what I really enjoyed, was the drawing.
But I like to see, I don't know, scenes about the characters' feelings and how they perceive things. So I find it quite interesting.
Yeah, true. Okay, and what when we're like talking about the story, the episodes are very important. So what would you say are your top 3 episodes of the series?
Okay, so one of them is when Jinx kills Silco. I don't know.
Mhm.
I just liked it. Like it. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, so the last episode of the first season.
Yes, and then Vander's death was quite good, I think.
Oh, that's the 3rd episode, all right. Okay.
Yeah, the different universe Ekko episode.
Yeah, that's in the
That-
second
this was
season,
very
7th
good.
episode. Yeah.
What about you?
I also agree. Like, I think still my favorite episode is the 3rd episode of the first season, which you also did mention, with the whole Silco comes back, fights against Vander.
Mm-hmm.
The kids also come into play, and it finishes with Vander's death, and Powder goes on to Silco, which was a very, I think, surprising point.
Mm-hmm.
Also very good point, and I just loved it. I think that's hands down my favorite episode. But I also like, which you also said, the 7th episode of the second season, with the whole parallel universes. So mainly with
Yes.
Ekko and Powder.
It was. I think it was good. I like it when a show has like multiverse.
I mostly, I would not agree. I mostly dislike it when I think of Marvel. Also, I think it was a terrible idea.
Yeah, it depends because sometimes it gets so like tangled.
Yeah, I mean, it always like depends where, but generally I don't really like the
Mhm.
idea. But here I loved it because it was like so sweet, and it was like they showed what would have happened if this whole cycle of violence would have stopped.
Yeah. I found it good that Heimerdinger stayed there because
Yeah.
everyone dissed him in his universe. It's like Jason.
He
Yeah.
deserves this happy ending there.
Yes.
And so because you mentioned Jace right now, he was also a central point in the episode because he had the story which was drastically different
Yes.
with the future, what would have happened if in the end, spoiler to the end, Vincent would have won.
Mm-hmm.
What if Victor sorry, would have won, what would have happened then. So that was also interesting, but the main like point I loved about this episode was the Ekko and Powder.
Yes, because it was
scenes.
like a chill
Yeah, it was
part of it when
Yeah.
it was war and stress and everything, and they were just vibing.
I mean, this was a dramatical change of
Yeah.
tone, pace, everything.
I think there was a scene where Ekko and Powder were like, I don't know, dancing or talking, I
Yeah.
don't know, and then it cut to Jace fighting for his life.
That was really funny. But yeah, I really loved the episode. Yeah, and the 3rd episode I want to mention is the episode prior, so the 2nd episode of the 6th episode of the second season, sorry, which was the whole fight against, like, I mean, it was so much in the episode. They were in where Victor lived, where he built his civilization, or
Where
what
he
should I
was
call it?
the underground Jesus.
Yeah, in the underground, and then by Jinx and Vander and Isha came, and then also Ambassador with her guys and the doctor, and everything that happened there with Victor trying to heal Vander and so on.
Was it that episode when Caitlyn betrayed?
Yeah,
Merada?
Ambassador. Yeah. That also happened. Caitlyn betrayed Ambassador, and she like it was. I really enjoyed it when she like cleared her mind a little bit and like chose why and not her
Yes.
revenge, because that also like she.
That takes a lot of courage, I think, because I think that I still would have wanted to kill Jinx.
Yeah, firstly that, and also I would be very afraid of Ambassador because she's strong, she's
Yeah.
big, and there's no one that can really fight like her.
A big, muscular
Yeah.
dummy mummy,
Yeah.
basically.
And yeah, I think also Isha's death and the whole thing, like, I don't know if you can recall, guess you can recall when she ran there to Vander and she like through the troops, and there were like little scenes cut in between with her and Jinx in another
yes.
art style that was like
It was
so
cute. It was so vibrant colored. So how she saw them.
It was like so beautiful, and that I think many people maybe didn't care about Isha before, but I think when you saw those scenes, you started caring about her, and then it was dramatic.
Yeah. By the way, the animators put so much effort in, because if you rewatch the scenes, for example, I don't know, I watched edits on TikTok, and there was like edit where Viktor and Jace were talking, and like their eyes lit up, and I don't know, and I didn't notice it when we watched it, but when I rewatch it, there are so many little details in the animation, and it's
it's really an amazing thing.
Yes.
But we will talk about it. But now, to finish off this story section, I want to tangle. I mean, I guess it goes. It's intertwined with the favorite episode, but maybe like favorite scenes in specific. So not the whole episode, but just the scenes. What are your? I mean, top 3, top 2. Just name some scenes that you really liked.
I liked it when at the start Caitlyn freed Jinx. Freed Vi from the prison. I like
when
that
they,
scene.
like,
And when they went to the Undercity, I enjoyed that part of it. Ekko dancing scene.
I think this is the most heartwarming scene ever.
Yes.
She and like Powder and Ekko dancing. It was so great.
I really loved it when Jinx had her mental problem scenes, like when she was overwhelmed, and I liked those scenes. I mean, they were stressful for her, but I don't know, it was just
I agree.
written and drawn, and
I also I mean, of course, Vander's death is maybe my favorite scene in the whole series, but I talked about that already. But maybe another scene I really liked is the first scene of Silco was quite good, I think, when they showed him for the first time, and with the whole reveal of the shimmer thing, and so I also like that, for example. Or when in the last episode, when they fought against Ambassador and everything, and firstly also the scene when Mel won against Ambassador, that was a good scene. And also when Jinx and Ekko arrived with the balloon, and that was also a great scene. Yes. And I think the final, when they lit up the like little paper things, and it went to the sky, and then you saw Ekko where like he's sitting there alone, while parallel in the other universe he sat there with Powder. That was also a like dramatic comparison scene, you know. So I also like that. And of course, in this 3rd episode of the 2nd season, the fight between Jinx and Vi was also like great, because it was while that happened, also Jace was in this hex tech thing, you know, and every time when he did something there, it destroyed the weapons of them, so they didn't like function, and that was also good.
Yeah, and also the scene where Jinx lit up the thingy that Vi gave her.
Oh yeah, the blue pistol or whatever it was.
Yes.
Yeah, and another scene that we also both really liked was when Jinx tried to persuade Vi that the monster was Vander, and she didn't believe him, and she wanted to fight against him, but then she gave her hands, what is it called? The weapon that she had on her hands.
I don't know how it's called.
But she threw it to the floor. Yeah, glove thing. And there was this one shot that was really beautiful, when she standed in the front and Vander behind her, and they were looking at each other. It was like great shot.
Yes.
But yeah. Alright, so I think that was like the most important points to the story section. So let's go on to the character section of this podcast. So I want to, of course, again, give some general thoughts about the characters. Did we generally like the characters or didn't like them? Do we think they were well written and so on? Then we can talk about some favorite characters. I would propose a top 5, because there are quite a few characters, so better than the top 3, I think. and yeah, maybe in the end some characters we disliked. Yeah. All right. So generally, do you think that the characters were well written, well designed? What do you think about the characters?
I think so too, but sometimes their motivation wasn't clear to me. For example, something just didn't sit right with me when Silco was the quote-unquote villain. So like, why did he want to take over the upper city?
Undercity, yeah.
No, upper city. It's two. Like,
oh yeah.
Peel Tower, yes.
Piltover, yeah. No, he didn't want to take it over. He just wanted to be independent.
Yeah, but sometimes I just didn't quite catch his motives and
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the characters were like really hands down great, but I get your point. But it kind of just didn't bother me that much. But yeah, I get it. All right, so like, what would you say are like top 5 favorite characters? And do you have one that is really your favorite character, or do you not?
It's interesting because I don't really have like one specific character that I really like, and I don't know. It's rare that I have a very favorite character in a show, and yeah, but I do have like 5 characters who I really liked throughout the show. So like, I really liked Vi.
Okay.
And I liked the fact that Vander also fought with those glow thingies, and throughout the series she also wore them, and I found it like cute, or I don't know, like she takes on after her father.
I get it. Yeah.
And then Jinx, like, she was an interesting character.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that they went through so much things, and she still loved her sister and was with her in the end, and she sacrificed herself, I guess. It's an open ending. I heard theories that she did not die, but yes. And then Ekko, I don't know, I just liked him. He was an interesting character. I think he was an interesting character. And when he fought with Jinx, this is just
a great scene.
Yes, a great scene.
Yeah. This was in the first season, I think in the maybe 5th or 6th episode. But yeah, that was a really great scene. I also liked it.
And then the 5th character... I liked Vander too, but he didn't have so much screen time.
Yeah.
Silco, he was interesting, and he almost wanted the same thing as Vander did, I think. So like, he wanted to be independent and make the underground and undercity great. So like, I think they had quite the same motives, but like the different solutions for it.
Or different approaches.
Yes.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, I think that's a solid top 5. I think I would have like really the same characters nearly. So I also would have Vi there, because I think she's just... I don't even have like real reasons for it. I just think she's really a great character. I can't even explain it that well as with other characters. But yeah, I think then Silco is also one of my favorites, because I love the villains most of the time, because I just think they're interesting, because they're not like so good or so they are like bad. I think evil is a fascination for me, and I really also get what he wants, his nation of song, dream, and so yeah, I really enjoyed Silco every time I saw him, and I think also this design of Silco is quite interesting.
Oh yes, I agree.
And then I also, so that's 2. Then I have to, of course, Jinx is also a must-have in the top 5 characters, because she's just... I think she is really the central character that's the story revolves around. I think she's also more important than Vi, in my opinion. Yeah, she's
sort of more like plot points. Like some things happened because of her.
And she changes also more, because from Powder, this innocent child who didn't want to do the wrongs she did, then because of what happened and because of why she changed to Jinx, was this crazy thing. But then because of Isha, and that is why I think Isha is such a great add to the story, she changed again to a better character.
Yeah. And I like it that it shows that the environment you're in affects you very much, because like in the parallel universe she lived in a happy family, or I don't know, like a happy,
which is also
and
very real.
She didn't have those mental health issues that she had in the current like the
dimension.
Yes.
Yeah, that's also really a real thing which would happen to everyone. It's the same for everyone, and that's why she's relatable, I think. Yeah, so that was my third character. And then I have also Ekko. I also really enjoy him. When I watched it, I didn't like him. I don't know why. But now on rewatch, mainly because of the 7th episode, I really enjoyed his character. He's a tough guy, and I liked him. Yeah, and then the 5th character, you said you also liked him, but you wouldn't take him in the 5 because he had so little screen time. But I have to put Vander in my top 5 because I really, really enjoyed him. It was just like he was in 3 episodes, and he was such a great character. He reminded me, and you too, of Ned Stark in Game of Thrones, who also, spoilers for Game of Thrones, skipped to 20 seconds or so. He also died a tragic death, a very surprising death, as well as Vander.
He was a respectable man too, and everyone liked him.
Yeah, so there's really some parallels. And I think Vander has such a good heart, and he's like what Silco could have been if he like wasn't... Oh no, not what Silco could have been. He's like just the counterpart to Silco, and it's like both do think, like you said, the same way, but just different approaches to everything. And I think he's a good-hearted person, and he has just such a good death, and that's why I like characters who also have a good ending or a good death.
And he died fighting for his quote-unquote kids.
Yeah, and that's also really dramatic. Yeah. And I think, like, really, what show had such a big highlight after 3 episodes and such a sad death? I can't... Even Game of Thrones, which is my favorite show of all time, or Breaking Bad, or, like, any other show. I don't know a show which had a highlight like this after 3 episodes. So that's also huge respect to the Arcane crew.
Yeah.
But, yeah. All right, so that were all, like... top 5 characters of the series, but a little part which I wanted to talk about is like characters that we dislike. I have a very big opinion to this.
VIKTOR.
But let's start with you. Do you have like a certain character or characters that you like dislike?
That I didn't like? VIKTOR at the end, like the final episodes, I didn't really like him, but I was neutral to him throughout the whole series.
Yeah.
I don't know, Heimerdinger sometimes pissed me off.
Really? Yes. I always liked him.
I don't know.
I thought he was always cute.
Though.
So, Heimerdinger.
I don't know how he was called, like the blonde guy whose legs got paralyzed, and then he went to VIKTOR.
From the council?
Yes.
Yeah. I also don't know his name.
Or I don't know.
Counselor Saul. I think it's... I don't know. He was like a counselor, and his legs got ruined, and then he went to VIKTOR. Yeah, I know who you mean. I also think he's a quite dislikable character. That's true. Yeah,
and most of the characters that I didn't really like, I was neutral to, so there wasn't really a character that I hated, or I don't know.
Yeah, for me there was a certain character that I really hated. There is no reason for it. But I knew, like, everyone liked him. Everyone said he's hot. I don't get...
He is.
I don't get that at all. And everyone liked him. And I just hated him from episode 1. Mostly on this rewatch, but also last rewatch, I didn't like him. VIKTOR. I think he's just... he is, like, a good character. But as on a personal basis, I just hate him.
He has got complex.
Like, this is... Always when I saw him, I just wanted to throw up. And there's no reason for it. I just disliked him. But yeah, that would be my only real character that I hated. Yeah, and maybe I don't know if you have anything to say about like character growth or character change. I thought of Jinx as a main example who changed like
Yeah.
a lot. Do you have any other examples or something to say to
VIKTOR.
Jinx? What do you mean?
Because
Oh, yeah.
he was I think he was a good person throughout the war because he had a good reason had a
Yeah.
good goal because he wanted
Yeah.
to cure those who were like
But
similar
Silco
to him.
always also had a good goal, and he was the
Yeah.
bad guy.
But anyway, but VIKTOR was a bad guy too at the end
Yeah, true.
if
yeah.
you think about
Yeah.
it. So like I liked him. That was neutral to him. I don't know.
Yeah.
But at the end, he was just like too far gone. Like he still wanted things to end up good,
Yeah.
but he didn't realize that he would like destroy everything to get
Yeah,
it, and
yeah,
it,
yeah.
it would just end up in a whole mess. The thing I liked his friendship with Jace. Like they were bounded, and I really loved it. Like
I
the-
think
the
that
dynamic.
was like their friendship was really quite a good thing.
And I liked it that at the I don't know first episode or not first, I don't know. Jace wanted to jump off and kill himself.
Yeah, jump off the roof.
And
yeah.
VIKTOR stopped him, and then there was an episode where VIKTOR tried to kill himself, and then Jace stopped him. And
That's
and
true.
I
yeah.
don't know. I think they are platonic soulmates.
I think like also many people ship them, which I don't get at all. I never ship them, but
Me
the
neither.
friendship, I think, yeah, it was a cool thing, and yeah, VIKTOR really changed into the main villain, which I think at the beginning no one would have thought.
Yeah, when I started watching, I thought that VIKTOR is going to be like a villain because I saw some edits of him, and I don't know, he just
Oh,
gave
yeah.
off
Okay.
evil vibes.
Okay, yeah.
And I think I told you that when
Yeah,
we
yeah,
started
yeah,
watching
that's it. But I think a normal person which doesn't spoil itself would not think that.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Gut feeling.
But yeah, also, like, of course, yeah, Jinx is a main example of character growth because she changed, as I said earlier, from Powder to Jinx and everything with Isha. So that was the main character growth thing that I think was awesome. But I think also Mel was quite a good example for this.
Yeah.
Because she like was this good leader and everything, and she was like this honorable girl, but then she was like strong again. She did something against her mother, and at the beginning it seemed that she let her mother be the alpha, but then at the end she was the alpha, which I liked when she like fought against her mom, and she also, by the way,
Yeah.
destroys the Black Rose again, and so on. I think that was cool.
I think that Caitlyn maybe had some
Yeah.
growth because at the first, like, she was very not racist but like classist towards the Undercity.
True.
So like she was, every Undercity person is bad and evil, and then she softened up when she met Vi, and
That's true.
she got better at fighting too. So like she stood up to her parents because they didn't want her to like be the not cop enforcer.
The enforcer, yeah.
And she became one, and she was good at her job. So like, and when she needed to step up, she did. So like
That's true.
when her mom died, she was the
The leader of the house, yeah.
Yes, and she, yeah.
And I also, like, with Caitlyn, I forgot that with the favorite scenes, I think also the final scene of the third episode of the second season was a great scene where she was the commander, or she, like, Ambassador named her the commander.
Yeah.
And that was a really, like, alpha moment, you could say. And it was also a twist because I thought, and most people thought, that Ambassador would name the Chancellor, the blonde one, which we talked about, to be commander. He also thought that, but then Ambassador named Caitlyn, which I think was a quite good twist, and also like a really great moment for Caitlyn, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's jump into the next point, which is world and cinematography. I put those two together a little bit. So, like, the world, what do you think about the world which is in Arcane? How do you like the setting? And how do you like the cinematography? So, how everything looks?
I think the world good because it was amazing, I think, because when they showed Piltover, the places had big differences and like color schemes. So like the Undercity was like greenish, or I don't know, like darker, and then the Peel Towers was like fancy and bright, and I don't know. I really liked it, and but I still feel like something was missing. Like, okay, Peel Tower, Undercity,
Noxus, yeah.
And what else?
It's kind of like they could have shown more of the world, but if they're really coming more series, then I think it could be unnecessary, and then it's good that they like focus maybe on one setting. But I still want to see the rest of the world. So it's kind of like I enjoyed everything in the setting that we got, but I still would like to see more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, what is Arcane? Like, it's the power thing, no?
True, yeah. That's like, there's so much
I hope that we'll like explore it further in the series.
But I mean, like, this series was really, like, many people watched it, so I think they will really do some other series, because...
I hope so.
Yeah. I also, like, really liked the world. I enjoyed everything that you said. I can just agree with the whole city, Undercity, with Piltover in comparison and everything. And moving on to the cinematography part and, like, the drawing and everything, like, this was the best drawn series, film, medium, everything that I've ever seen.
Mind-blowing, literally.
It was really... And also the different styles. Like, there's the normal art style, but then, like, for example, Isha's death, when she went to the memories with Jinx, that was drawn in another, like, more childlike art style. Like, maybe because she's a child and she sees it through the eyes of it, like you said it.
But Ekko and Jinx fought.
Yeah, that as well.
I loved it.
There was also a different art style, so it's really, like, just awesome. And also the color schemes, how the colors are, it's just beautiful. And also, like, in the end, when Jace and Viktor thought this world of Viktor with the stars and how he looked in the world, I think that was also really beautiful.
Yeah, it was. Oh, and sometimes at the start of the episodes were like a music clip thingies, and they were drawn in a different way too, and I loved those.
There was always, like, a highlight. Like, really, they started the episode already with a really creative new thing that wasn't there in the episode prior. It was always a surprise. How do they start this episode? And I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it was also, like, when I watched Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, so the second film, I was blown away. It was great, a great art style. But Arcane, and mainly Arcane Season 2, was even better, I think.
I think so too. And like I said earlier, the details. Amazing. I think it's worth watching it again for just for the animation details.
Yeah, or I would really agree. This is mind-blowing. And this is why we love watching edits about Arcane. Because just picture, like, one cut or one how do you say it, one shot of one scene, and you can look at it, like, for several seconds and just look at it, and it's beautiful, and then the next, and there are so many of them.
Yeah, and for example, like, I saw an edit of Viktor, and he was twirling his hair, and when I watched it, I didn't see it, and, like, I didn't notice that too. So, like, I would like to watch it again just for the little things that I haven't noticed yet.
Yeah, it's really, like, amazing. I really loved it. And so let's, like, round this podcast off a little bit with a section about our, like, general thoughts, what we think about the series. Also, I want to know which season do you prefer, and then how many points would you give it a rating out of 10, but then we'll do that in the end. So now just general thoughts, a review.
Okay, so, like, I think Arcane is a mind-blowing series that has a really good art style, a good story, interesting plot lines, character designs. Like, everything was very interesting and attention grabbing.
Yeah.
So, like, I started watching it and I didn't want to stop it. So, like, we watched the second season almost in one day.
Yeah.
Like we watched
almost in
7
one
or
day.
6 episodes in one
7
day.
episodes one day, yeah.
Yeah, so like it just consumed me.
I couldn't agree more. I think this is like really just a series that's like is just also like not comparable. It's like it's so outstanding from the mass of series that are there. I think it's quite like Game of Thrones. I would compare it like to that. There is no series that is quite like Game of Thrones, I think.
Yeah.
From the style, from everything. And I think there's also no series that's like quite like Arcane that I have watched at least.
Yeah, me neither.
So yeah, I think it's really. And to my next question, which season we prefer? What would you say? Like, what season would you prefer more?
That's a tough question.
Because I know that in the beginning you said that you liked the more grounded, more character-based story more. But I also know that you like the second season more. I think you said it.
Yes.
So
I honestly Ekko and powder. I don't know why, but tough question. Maybe the second one, but yeah.
I think like for me, I would give the first season 8 out of 10 points. So it's really a good season, and I really liked it. But I would give the second season 10 out of 10 points because I was carried away by everything that the first season built. I think just the second improved on and added more and more and more with each episode.
Yeah.
And I think just because of the Ekko and Powder episode, I have to give it 10 points.
I don't know why, but it was like a big thing.
Yeah.
For us.
It was like, I don't know why, but we love it so much.
Yeah, and the music.
Yeah, the music is, I think this French music is always great, I think.
Yeah. I would give the first season, like, I think 9 points, and the second one 9.5.
Mm-hmm. So, like, in a whole, added together mathematically, how many points would you give it Arcane out of 10? And what was the...
9 or 9.5,
Okay.
like that, because... I mean, I don't know, but I wouldn't give it a 10.
Okay.
But close to 10 because it was amazing.
Okay. So, and what was like the one thing or the things that why you wouldn't give it a 10?
I have too many unanswered questions from the plot.
Okay.
And basically that's all, I think. And I said it earlier that sometimes I didn't understand the character motivations. Maybe it's a me problem, but...
Yeah. But say that
sometimes.
there are sequels, prequels, which would explain it a little more.
Yeah, then it will change. My opinion will
Do
change.
you think that it's possible that you would give it a 10 then?
Yeah.
Okay. For me,
but currently.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, for me, I mean, when I think about it, maybe I would give the first season also 9 and not 8 points. So I think, like, as a whole, it's really hard. I would love to give it a 10, but I would stay with the 9 for now. And maybe on a 4th rewatch, then I would really give it a 10. But the thing is, I, like, some years ago, I always did like that. When I loved the film, I gave him 5 stars, which is on Letterboxd, or like 10 points if you say it in points, right away. But what I now do, for example, I did with Little Women or Interstellar, that I watched, when I watched them first, or the first few times, I waited, I gave them 4.5 out of 5 stars, or also Dune Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to wait on a rewatch if I really still like it. Because a 5-star movie, you have to still like it on a rewatch.
Yeah.
As well, or even more. And I noticed it with Interstellar. I watched it like 10 months later, and I was just blown away. No, 2 months later, I was just blown away again and again. And I gave it the 5 stars. And as of now, it's one of my maybe top 3 favorite movies. And yeah, I want to also rewatch Little Women sometime. Maybe it's also, or Dune Part 2 also. So that's what I want to do now with Arcane. I want to watch it maybe in 5 months, in 6 months. Around the December time, I would watch it again, because I think that fits for Arcane, December. Then maybe I'll give it the 10 points. But yeah, for me, there isn't really a minus. I just have to be sure if I say that something is perfect, because 10 is perfect. And yeah, but it's really like a great.
But it's overall a very good series, and I would
Yeah.
recommend it to everyone who likes
Everyone.
animated.
Not even just who likes
styles.
animated. I am not a fan of animated things.
Really?
Not generally, no. I don't think about watching it, but Into the Spider-Verse and Arcane
Real.
showed me that I really can love something that is drawn.
Because it's so beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. And
I admire the animators and like the drawers, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, like
really
artists.
like we waited 3 years for Arcane season 2,
It was worth
and
it.
it was worth it. And I think if every series was that good, I would wait 3 years, even 4 years. Like, for example, Stranger Things. I think it's alright that we have to wait that long because I know that it will deliver.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, the 5th season we will look, but the 4th season, it was like, I waited really long, you two, for the 4th season of Stranger Things. And it was worth it because it was, in my opinion, the best season of the series.
I don't remember, honestly. I forgot it, but I liked it. I remember.
It's another idea for a podcast.
It gave me a very good impression, but I don't really remember it now.
But that's another idea for a podcast. I want to rewatch Stranger Things.
We could do like a Dune.
Or
people that opinions.
Contrast opinions. There is so much, as you see, so many movies and series to talk about, and we're open for anything. If you want to recommend us something, just write it in the comments, and we will maybe do a podcast on that. So yeah, with that, I want to finish up our podcast about Arcane. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I hope you maybe shared opinions, maybe didn't, because it's also not just great when you share the opinion, but also when you have contrast opinions.
Yes.
So yeah, and just give us some thoughts about how you like the structure, the podcast overall, and be excited for our next episode. We will be back soon.
Yeah, bye.